Good day and welcome to another edition of One-on-One with Swope Health. I am your host, Eric Wesson. Thanks so much for joining us. We've got a great show planned for you today, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I hope you enjoy it as much as I enjoy doing it. So, we always know we have crime issues here in Kansas City, and they spike at certain times, then they go down. So joining us today is Sammie, and he is with Save KC. He is the community specialist for that agency, and we've all heard a little bit about what they do. So now he's going to give us the real deal. Sammie, thanks so much for joining us today.
I appreciate you for having me.
So where are you from?
I'm from Kansas City, born and raised.
Where'd you go to school?
I graduated from Center High School from high school, and I graduated from University of Missouri for college.
Okay, UMKC?
No, University of Missouri, Columbia, Mizzou.
Okay,
yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Mizzou Tiger, huh?
All the way.
Okay. I'm surprised you don't have that color on. Or
no, I gotta keep it safe, KC. Gotta keep it safe, KC.
So, how did you become involved in Save KC?
Well, I became involved in Save KC when the position was available. I immediately applied because I knew that I could be an asset to this program due to my years of experience, my network and connections here in Kansas City, working community engagement, working and organizing direct voter contact, things of that nature. So I've worked with the neighborhoods. I've worked with the community resources. I worked with the leaders in the city. So when this opportunity came up, I knew I had the skills to be able to help the program grow.
So what exactly does Save KC do?
Save KC stands for Stand Against Violence, Everyone, Everywhere, Every Day. We are a focused deterrence program. We work with individuals at risk of committing violence or being a victim of violence. And these clients are referred to us by KCPD. Okay,
so one of the things that I see and I hear about Save KC deals with root causes of violence. What are root causes of violence?
I would say
Okay, let me back up so I can be a little more specific. What is a root cause of violence?
A root cause of violence is a factor that is aiding in someone's willingness to do violence. So a root factor of violence is one like poverty. So how Save KC helps our clients with root causes of violence such as poverty, we help connect our clients to skills training resources such as welding, such as CDL, electrician apprenticeships, you name it. We're either there or working on a partnership to get our clients there. And then once they've completed those training, then we also work with them to help them find a job where they're able to make a wage that helps sustain not only themselves and the environment around them. Another root cause of violence could be mental health or substance abuse. And in those areas, we help our clients, we help connect them to substance abuse assessment, substance abuse counseling, mentors, as well as mental health mentors and therapists when the situation does arise. So when we talk about root causes of violence, it's not just as simple as people are out here just wanting to do violence. There are different factors that are pushing them more so in that direction, such as poverty, such as mental health, such as substance abuse, or also homelessness could also be another root cause of violence. So we help our clients find housing, whether that's transitional housing, whether that's sober living places, you name it. So that's how Save KC helps our clients combat root causes of violence.
Okay, so I always like to be honest and keep it real.
Yeah.
So we got Save KC, we got Reach, we got Aim for Peace, we got 360, whatever they do. Why do we need so many different agencies that appear to be doing the same thing? What you said sounds like, and then we got ad hoc group against crime that's supposedly doing the same thing. So what makes Save KC different,
Yeah.
and how effective is it? I think I saw a documentary say that you all have processed like 100 people, and most of the people come through probation and parole. So why do we need all of these agencies to do the same thing?
Well, I'm going to start off with the first question. What makes Save KC different? What makes Save KC different is the fact that we are a focused deterrence program. Mm-hmm. So there's violence intervention, violence prevention, but focused deterrence specifically implements three main components. The first being our clients are referred to us specifically by KCPD. Mm-hmm. We only work with our clients that have been referred to us by KCPD or recommended to our program through probation and parole. Those are the only clients we're able to work with, as opposed to other organizations who have a more open referral base. So that's one component that makes us different, as well as a key component of focused deterrence. So secondly, we implement custom notifications. There are other organizations that do custom notifications, but this is a component of focused deterrence. So once a client has been identified by KCPD or recommended by probation and parole as possibly being in need of help, then our team goes to their home. We meet them where they are in order to get this message to them that, hey, we have services. We have a team that's willing to walk with you as you make these changes in your life, as well as we invite them to our call-in event. Now, our call-in event is our main programming. So this is another key component that makes Save KC different than other organizations. At our call-in, those individuals that have been referred to us are then invited, and they're able to hear directly from KCPD, giving them a message like, hey, we know what you're doing. Now is the time to stop, or we will prosecute you. We will arrest you. They're also able to hear directly from Jackson County Prosecutor Melissa Johnson. They're oftentimes able to hear directly from Kansas City Mayor Quentin Lucas, as well as some of our credible messengers, individuals whom have shared lived experience and have been able to make different choices to change their lives, as well as parents that have been impacted by violence in our city. But I would say most importantly, they're able to hear from our services team. They're able to hear, exactly how we're able to help, what things we're able to help with. But they're also able to kind of understand that our intention is to walk with them, because at the end of the day, we can't change their life for them. This has to be something that they're willing to do. And we just make sure that they don't have to do it by themselves. So when it comes to what makes Save KC difference, it's one, our focused deterrence model. We implement our call-ins. And then your second question, which was why do we need different?
Why do we have so many agencies doing the same thing?
Yeah, well,
and getting the same result.
Yes, sir. I personally don't see anything wrong with it. Violence in our city, it's a huge task to undergo. It's not something that just one organization could do. It's not something that two organizations could do, and it's not something that there's no issue or problem with multiple organizations all tackling the same beast, because it's a huge task and no one organization could do it. So yes, it does appear that there are a lot of organizations doing it the same way, but the more you know about each individual organization, the more you're able to see the different lanes, different niches within their programming. For example, there are some organizations that do crisis intervention, so they meet their clients before they engage in violence. There are other organizations like ours who meet their clients after violence has already occurred. So I would say it does appear that there are a lot of it does appear that there are a lot of organizations doing the same work.
thing. Yeah.
But I would say it's necessary when we're talking about combating violence in our city. The more the merrier, in my opinion. And also, the more you learn about each individual organization, the more you see the different niche and the different approach. So, yeah, shout out to everyone working to end violence in Kansas City.
So you know what I call it? I call it busy work.
Yeah.
It looks good, sounds good. But when you take resources and you divide them up amongst 5 agencies, instead of saying, hey, let's all focus, get together, get on the same page and strengthen each organization through one organization instead of dividing the resources. I think that's much more effective. Let's say, for example, that you got $1 to spend on violence prevention, and you give it a quarter to each agency. So out of that quarter, that new agency, they got to do funding, they got to do a whole lot of different things. So you got 4 agencies that are doing salaries, all these other things, and by the time you get down to the rubber meeting the road, you're out of money, or you might have a dime of that $1 that actually goes into effectiveness. One of the things that kind of drew me to kind of interview to see exactly what each one of these agencies do. It seems like every time the police department takes a victory lap, you got the mayor, you got the prosecutor, you got the agency standing there, and we're saying, oh, homicides are down, we're doing a great job, this thing is working, but shootings are up. You got shootings are up 15%. And it seems like every time they take that victory lap, shootings, homicides increase. So what are the agencies doing different with a different approach? You can't scare me into the desired behavior that you want me to have. So what is a different approach to how it can be done? You do jobs. Aim for Peace does jobs. Aim for Peace is just in a smaller demographic area. You mentioned mental health. Ad hoc does mental health. Reach does mental health. Aim for Peace does. All of these groups are doing the same thing, and just to me, it just looks like busy work.
Yeah, no, I understand. Well, it totally makes 100% sense that all organizations, all work in jobs, all work with mental health, because those are the root causes of crime. So it makes sense that is work that everyone does do. Once again, explaining the difference between Save KC is our clients, we're not in competition for clients. So it may seem like
plenty of clients out there.
Yeah, exactly.
You can
and
stand on 31st and Prospect and get clients all day.
Yeah, exactly.
But go ahead.
And one organization may have access to one population or one area that another organization doesn't. So I see what you're saying about hey, why not just one organization? But I would say the more that you kind of understand the different organizations, the more you see that there are different approaches. And I think that's good just for the research, for the data, so that we can make sure that we're, being efficient as we work to end violence in Kansas City. So, yeah, the different approaches, all doing the same work, that makes sense to me. I'm not opposed to that. I think that is healthy for, the whole movement of ending violence. We're able to see different approaches. We're able to see successes or challenges from all these different organizations, all working in a similar field, but like I said, different approaches. So
how do you evaluate? How do you evaluate what you all do?
Well, I would say, just like you said, kind of looking at are the numbers down, really, when it comes to homicides, when it comes to non-fatal shootings, but specifically for our program, it would be how many of our individuals that are actively engaged, how many of them, continue to reoffend. So I would say that would be the measurement, how many folks come in here involved in such and such, and then while engaged in our program, they're involved in a much healthier, much more sustainable activity. So I would say that's how we measure success. But at the end of the day, one thing to clarify, there are a lot of people that have been classified as Save KC, but are not actively engaged in our programming. Now, that is a big piece of clarification for our program. Now, as you mentioned, there have been at least 100 individuals engaged in our program, and what that means is that they've either received some type of connection to a resource. They may have had a meeting or two with one of our not client, but community support specialists. There has been a conversation or some type of engagement there. So I think that is one of the key things to highlight when we speak about Save KC numbers, is that not everyone classified as Save KC is engaged in our program. So when a Save KC client, is involved in the shooting, for example, those clients are most often not involved with our program, but are still classified as Save KC.
Tell me the difference.
Like I said, those individuals who are engaged with our community support specialists, those are the individuals we will classify as Save KC clients. But as I mentioned in the beginning, anyone involved in a police report over the last 12 months, not anyone. Okay, so anyone, group or gang related, that has been involved in a police report over the last 12 months, one or two, as a suspect or a victim, is then potentially classified as Save KC, which is someone that will then be referred to us to reach out to about services. Now, like I said, so not everyone classified as Save KC is an actual Save KC client, but in the system, it will still come up as Save KC.
So you would classify them as Save KC,
yeah,
but they're not engaged in the program.
Yes, sir. Because
so
our program,
how would they be classified as Save KC?
Because they're going to get classified regardless as being a Save KC person, or potentially being a Save KC person. But yeah, though not everyone is engaged in our services, but they still could be referred to us. There's still someone that we, could reach out to, who could try reaching out to later again. So I just think that's an important designation when talking about Save KC clients and Save KC impact numbers, is that not everyone that has been classified as Save KC is involved in our program.
So for the point of clarification for our viewers, so Michael comes up in 2 police reports. So Michael, then the police department refers them because their name is in 2 police reports. Then they refer them and say, this is a Save KC client now.
I would say meets the criteria because there could be another factor that goes into classifying them, because we're specifically looking for gang and group involvement.
Gang
or group involvement, yes sir.
We got gangs.
Hey,
No.
I'm learning too. But yeah, we're looking for violent crimes and gang and group involvement. That's what we're looking to combat here in KC.
So when we have the bullet to skin, as they call it, the shootings, I've never understood, well, if the police know a person's name, why aren't they going? I guess because nobody will come up and verify that was the person. So they don't have a witness, so they just go around and shoot people and get away with it.
Yes, sir. I'm not a prosecutor nor a police officer, so I won't even try to speak on that. But it's not about what you know; it's about what you can prove. A lot of times, so
that's what they say.
Yeah, yes,
but
sir.
I've known a lot of times where they didn't prove it, and those people are sitting in Cameron and Moberly and other places.
Yeah.
So this is really interesting, and I'm learning a lot. So I'm glad that you're sharing it. And I hear a lot of conversation. I get a lot of calls at the newspaper about what's going on with these things. So once a person is in the program, do they ever graduate out when they get a job? Because I know at first when this was done with when Forte was the chief of police, I was involved in it then as somebody to go in and talk to the people that were suspected of doing things. And one of the things that they used was telephones. And they said that they would get telephone conversations and they would classify those people as drug dealers, and some other things were going on. So once a person is classified, then they go through the program, they get a job, they get their life together. Do they ever graduate out of the program, or are they still always on the Save KC list?
Yeah, we don't have like an official graduation or an end date at the moment with our clients. So as you said, once they've gotten their job, once they've kind of changed their life around, is there an end date? No. Our community support specialists still keep in contact, because at the end of the day, our clients are more than numbers. That's oftentimes how the outside world has seen them. But we, especially our community support specialists, they see the person that they actually are, and in having worked with these clients and learned about them and created these connections, it'd be hard to just end communication. So no, there's no end date. We still continue to reach out to our clients. We still would continue to help them, as best we can, as much as we can. But at the moment, we have not had a client graduate just yet. We do have a client that has worked with us for a while, and now volunteers to help spread his message, to help spread his message to our other clients, to help them as they work to change their lives as well. He's done multiple interviews for us. You can find all of our Save KC interviews on our website at savekc.org. And under our news page, you'll be able to see our interviews, past interviews.
So they openly come in and interview, even though they might be a wanted person for a crime?
Well, this client specifically is not wanted. We worked.
So how did he get to be on Save KC?
Because there was a time.
Oh,
yeah. Like I said, there was a time. I won't tell his story. I definitely reserve that for him. But there was a time, and through working with us, he was able to really help change his life. So he.
How long have you all been in existence?
So Save KC was implemented in 2024 February, once Jackson County Prosecutor Melissa Johnson and Police Chief Stacey Graves came into their current roles. They knew that this was a program they wanted to bring back and bring it back the right way. So the program has been officially implemented since 2024, but the team that is, our team now was hired a year ago, and that's when we really been able to fill out the program and really been able to hit the ball running. So technically 2024 is when the program was started, but I would say 2025 is when things really started to roll for us.
That was restarted because before it was under Forte.
Yes, sir.
And then Rick Smith didn't like the people that was in it, and he did away with it. And then we had the upswing in crime. And I think sometime in there, Mike Mansour was the one that did the grant for it. So I know a little bit about the history of it. So what can we look forward to Saving KC being able to do in the community? Do you all do picnics, or how do you let people know that you exist?
So when it comes to our program and the clients that we work with, there is a confidentiality, especially because we're a closed referral program. As I mentioned, our referrals come specifically from KCPD or recommendations from probation and parole. So it makes sense that not everyone has heard of Save KC, but a lot of that falls on me as in my role as community engagement specialist to continue to get the message out there, to continue to be present in the community, to continue to speak on behalf of Save KC at meetings, to be able to continue to identify partnerships and resources for our program. So it really falls on relational organizing in order to spread the word of Save KC, as well as different interviews we've done. We also, this past May, because we understand, what our program is, we planned a community version of our call-in. So as I mentioned earlier, our call-in is usually private. We invite those clients that have been identified, and they hear from KCPD, prosecutor, mayor, services team. We did a community version where instead of inviting the clients, we invited the community and different community partners, different local leaders, to hear the exact same presentation that we give to our clients. So hopefully we do something like that again here soon. But when it comes to what's next for Save KC, it's us continuing to work and support a population that has been highly, disenfranchised a lot of their lives. A lot of these folks have been let down. So we want to be a beacon, really, someone that they can believe in, a program that they can believe in.
So as I wrap up, I wanted to make sure that people were clear about the understanding about what you all do. Okay, so my next question and my last question is, do you all connect with people that are getting ready to be discharged from prison? I know probation and parole, and I know a couple of KCPD officers that were doing that. Do you all still do that, or did they do away with that aspect of the program? Connecting with people that are getting ready to get released to let them know, hey, don't come back in the community with that foolishness.
Okay. Yeah, this is something that we're working on our intake straight out of prison, working on our referrals who are currently in prison and when they come out. At the moment, we haven't exactly came across that, but that is something we're working on and it's possible for the future. Okay.
My guest today was Sammie Arnold. He is the community engagement specialist for Save KC. And we appreciate you coming on, clearing up some points, because a lot of people are like, okay, what exactly do they do that these other agencies aren't doing? So
yes, sir. I'm glad
you
as well.
You kind of define what you all's role are.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And please feel free to follow us on social media at Save Kansas City, as well as our website at savekc.org.
Okay. Sammie Arnold. And as always, I have the greatest viewing audience in the world. Till next time, remember, tough times don't last. Tough people do. Until next time, peace.